markets. You know, negotiate with managers for a small sign next to those local services notice. I mean, we've all got them now.
It'll certainly widen our gene pool.
Sounds very radical. I can still count on your support tonight, I hope?
Of course.
Morning.
You okay, Peter? You look a bit pink.
I walked in. Felt like the exercise. So, what we got here? End of stream of speeders, I suppose. Thank you.
So were you last night?
Where was I? Well, you didn't turn up.
I did, but you'd gone. You missed a good meal, but then you veggies always do.
I waited for an hour.
Yeah, sorry, I was working late.
At the Piper's Arms.
At the office. I knew I should have run, but I thought I was only going to be 5 minutes late. And then one thing led to another.
One pint after another.
I was lying. Wouldn't I come up with something more creative than working late?
No, you keep the good stuff for court. Hi.
You were warned to stay away from the shop.
I did. I was outside.
Telling people not to go in, that's pushing it, what?
It's a legitimate picket. Direct action. It's a citizen's duty.
Until he tried a little direct action on your face.
You see him in the dock on an assault charge. Rizzo?
What are you doing?
Sports page. Remind you?
Excuse me, isn't there somewhere I can sit without this?
I'm afraid we all have to accommodate each other here, sir.
Innocent until proven guilty, see?
Matthew Cronin.
Matt, yeah.
Des Davis. What, this way?
What? Like a fat geezer. I'm a joker.
Laughing stock, I couldn't believe. Can I treat you to a bottle of biryani later?
Is this how you apologise?
No chance, mate. She's way out of your league.
I'm working late. Because you can cope. You always tell me how well you can manage. And they never seem to miss me much. I've got to go. I'm going. I don't care. Hello, did you want me?
Sorry, I just wanted to discuss the details for the election of the chair.
Okay.
And then because the grass is wet, I slipped on the bank and landed on my face. Dog ran off, found him back in the house.
Tooties, so it just looks like you were in a car crash.
Funny that.
Hilarious. Thanks very much.
This bloke's a nutter. If you got a spoiler and a decent hi-fi, he hates him. He passes his house over 30, he runs out shouting.
He's done that to you, is he?
No, because I never do more than 30. But I've seen him do it to others.
Right, the defendant's claiming that it wasn't him in the car at the time, that the car was stolen while he was out walking his dog, and that he wasn't aware of the theft until police found him on his way home.
I'm 100% sure it was him. He's a lunatic.
Do you know him?
I've seen him driving around. I've been trying to get traffic calming measures installed, so I pay attention to these things. Council won't do a thing. Seems like they need blood on the road before they spend any money. I'd been up to the traffic subcommittee meeting that night. Idiots.
Right, so you were in your garden, you heard the car...
Doing well over 50. Smashed into the parked cars opposite mine, bounced off, stopped about 30 yards from where I was standing.
And you don't wear glasses, you hadn't been drinking. As you are the only witness to this incident, Cronin's defence will be looking for anything to cast doubt on your recall of...
There is no doubt.
help?
Right. William. Pleading guilty to shoplifting from Econ Food Store.
I just need your case, sir, not your plea.
Sorry. Not familiar with the routine.
That's okay. You take a seat.
Richard, is that your wife?
Janet's a very enthusiastic neighbour.
No, Linda.
No, she couldn't get time off work.
Oh, good thing I'm here to fly the flag. We're all supporting Richard's campaign. We've had quite enough of these tearaways. Still, I suppose this is a blessing.
How's that?
The council said it wasn't a dangerous road.
Well, it is now. Lost my little golf, of course. Took the brunt of it. So we're very keen on Richard's sleeping policeman.
He'll call you, okay?
So you're admitting that you deliberately set out to antagonize my client?
No, but I did set out to disrupt a business that is selling alcohol illegally.
I must remind your worships that Terence Sands has never been prosecuted for selling alcohol to minors.
But he should have been.
And you don't deny that you approached customers as they entered the shop and told them he might as well be putting crack in the cola.
Crack and alcohol are addictive substances. That's undeniable.
Your worships, Terence Sands has suffered an orchestrated assault on his reputation and a series of violent attacks on his business, enough to test the patience of the best of us.
But he's not the best of us.
Mr. Lucas, you helped no one with comments of that nature.
I apologize, your worships.
No more questions.
Miss Cates.
Your worships, on the evening in question, police were called to New River Crescent, where a vehicle had been abandoned after it had collided at high speed with no less than 6 stationary vehicles. When police called at the home of the registered owner, Mr. Matthew Cronin, they were told that he was out by the defendant's mother. Later that evening, officers found Matthew Cronin wandering the streets in a state of some distress, with a cut to his head. And when asked of his movements that night, he claimed not to remember what he'd done. Although, during questioning, he later claimed that he'd been walking his dog, which had run off. In his efforts to retrieve the animal, he had fallen down a bank and gashed his head, which apparently accounted for his spell of amnesia.
All right, Bev. Need a hand?
Need the toilet. Where is it?
Show you when we're up the summit.
Oh.
Up we go.
Ups.
Oh, sorry. What are you here for then? Murder, is it?
Quite possibly.
Mr. Sands, you don't sell alcohol to minors, so what, in your opinion, was Mr. Lucas's motivation for blighting your business?
He used to be a real alky. He still might be, for all I know. He used to buy from me. Well, I could see he was going downhill, so I stopped selling him booze for his own good like. He went mad in the shop, calling me all sorts, so I banned him.
I've been dry for 6 months.
Be quiet, please.
He didn't thank you for your concern.
To be honest, I forgot all about it till he turned up last month. But it's sour grapes, I reckon.
Moving on. We heard from the prosecution witness that you threw the first punch. Is that true?
Yeah, strictly speaking. When I went out to ask him to move on, he started waving this big placard in my face. It was quite an hefty thing. I thought he was going to really whack me with it, so I took my chance when his arms were raised.
It was a peaceful protest.
Mr. Lucas, I won't warn you again. Carry on, miss.
You were fearful, of course, that he would otherwise injure you.
Of course.
This is the Korean Service Medal. I was out there in 51.
You must have been tough.
Yes, I was in the 41 Commandos. Grand bunch of lads.
Oh, you were a Marine.
Oh.
What are you doing here?
To see how you fare.
My fiancée.
Ex-fiancé. I'm not marrying a thief.
Thank you, Shirley. That'll do. She does this.
It's these modern girls. I just can't commit.
Who are you?
Last time it was because of my cooking.
Oh, because you won't listen to anything I say. As if I hadn't been cooking every day in my life. I was there. He tried it on right under my nose. Took the goods and mixed it up with my shopping. I'm a bit worried about him, to be honest. He's not usually like that. Stealing like a common criminal.
Why don't we get him a seat in the canteen and a nice cup of tea?
Don't you be patronising. I wish someone would tell me where the toilets are, though.
I did. Are you two always like this?
Oh, he is. Oh, he's going weird. Messing up my food. Stealing stuff from shops.
Give it a rest, Shirl.
So, there's not a shadow of a doubt in your mind that the driver was Matthew Cronin?
No.
30 yards away at night?
He passed me in his car.
Ah, yes, you were in your garden. What's your relationship with Mr. Cronin?
Everyone in our area knows of him. You can't miss him driving that contraption. He's always tearing up and down the streets.
Major annoyance, then?
Absolutely.
Up and down at high speed?
Much too fast, yes.
By the way, what were you doing in your garden in the dark?
I was putting out some rubbish.
Oh, I see. They collect on a Friday, do they?
No.
Your Worships, I fail to see the relevance of the witness's domestic arrangements, nocturnal or otherwise.
You see, I believe that the witness wasn't in his garden when my client's stolen car crashed. He didn't get a good look at the driver, but thought that this was a good opportunity to incriminate someone who I'm sure many people regard as a major pain and neighbourhood nuisance.
Carry on, Mr. Davis.
That's true, isn't it, Mr. Dawes? This is all about your personal prejudice. You never actually saw Mr. Cronin.
I did. I saw him coming down the street.
You saw him driving the car? Hmm. But in your statement, you claimed only to have seen him as he left the car. So, were you lying then, or are you lying now?
He was...
And remembering that you are under oath.
I was going to prove to him that he couldn't stop in time if one of the kids ran out into the street. So I was waiting for him. I threw a football out into the road. It bounced the wrong way. I didn't mean it to hit the car.
You did what?
But it was definitely him. It's always him.
Am I right in thinking, Mr. Dawes, you deliberately caused him to crash?
No, that's the point. If he hadn't been driving dangerously, he'd have been able to stop.
In light of the crusading Mr. Dawes' revelations, I venture that he is discredited as a witness. As prosecution have failed to provide any further evidence, I'd like to submit that there's no case to answer.
Your Worships, you now have to decide whether the case should be dismissed.
Very well, we retire to consider the matter.
We'll stand.
Sorry. Just sleeping.
Let me see you out. And that's exactly why we can't condone Warren Lucas's vigilante behaviour. When people take the law into their own hands, the result's always unpredictable. Right. We're ready. By the way, you are making an appearance tonight, aren't you?
Of course.
What do you reckon of your chances, Peter?
Well, not sure it'd be appropriate.
Come on. I don't mind admitting I don't think I'm in pole position.
So, why did you stand in the first place?
I'm sure Eric felt he was exercising his democratic rights.
Court rise.
Please stand up, please, Mr. Sands. We find you guilty of common assault. Now, we've given due consideration to your previous good behavior and the fact that there were extenuating circumstances in the case. So, we're giving you a conditional discharge for 12 months. Hopefully we won't see you here again. And we also believe that compensation would be inappropriate.
What? He sells booze to kids, attacks me and gets discharged. What is this?
We've announced our verdict. Now, please don't question this court.
This is a travesty. Does he look remorseful to you? Is this just...
Mr. Lucas! I won't tolerate this any further. You will be escorted from the building.
What are you doing? You're hurting my arm. Let me go!
Oh, well, if you're still resisting.
Go! Let him go!
He was kicking up in court.
I don't care. Let him go. Now.
Go on. There's no need for that. A word.
What? Did they say manhandle Mr. Lucas out of court? They said escort. His feet didn't touch the floor. It's not funny. No. It's maybe how things worked in the clubs. This is a court of law. It's different.
It's not. He's a drunk. They're all the same world over.
He was not drunk.
He's an alky. They all want attention. They're all major pains. And you never know when they're going to turn nasty. A good doorman is a bloke who limits the aggro. A bad one makes it worse. I'm a good one.
You're not a doorman in here.
£1,000 of damage, just so you could prove a point.
They haven't let him off yet.
You'll be reimbursing my no claims, will you?
Now, come on.
You could have killed someone. You wait till the others find out about this. You're the maniac.
What are you doing later? Fancy a spin? We could drive out to that little ice cream place.
Cheer up little Cheryl with a cornet.
I'm not with you.
It wasn't just the waiting. It was the people looking. The waiter hovering.
Cheryl, I just lost track of time, that's all. It happens.
Court stand.
Mr. Davis, we agree with your submission. There's no case to answer. We're dismissing the case. Mr. Cronin, you're free to go.
Yes. Result!
You're getting good at this.
Number 9, Parry v. Parry's a no-show.
Good. I could do without another warring couple. Do you want to retire? What stand?
And someone called Gwen phoned. She wouldn't leave a message. Could you call her back? That's her number.
Hey, I'm driving.
.250 brake horsepower. Very tasty. Very fast.
Gwen, it's Catherine Tyrrell. You asked me to ring.
I think they're just about ready for you. Won't take long, will it? If you plead guilty, they'll go straight to sentence. A fine? Probably. Why did you do it?
Well, you know, getting old. Slight lapse of concentration.
Well, didn't you explain that to the Econ food stores?
They have a policy.
Time to face the music.
Excuse me.
Is that enough?
Yes, thank you very much.
Getting forgetful, is she?
On occasion.
You can't protect her forever.
Don't know what you mean.
You're a good man.
Let's get it over with.
myself.
Oh, then I won't disturb you.
Oh, no, don't go. It's not you who's got me worked up. Winford Thomas is full of it today. Seems to think it's in the bag.
Could be.
Thing is, it's only just dawned on me how much I want it. I need something. Tired of rattling round an empty house waiting for Gordon to come home.
How long have you been married?
23 years. Long time.
Do you still love him?
Yes. Used to him, I suppose. Hates me doing this, you know. Scared he'll be neglected, despite the fact that he's never there. How's things with you?
Not that I'm saying it's a foregone conclusion, but...
Win, stop it! You'll put a jinx on me.
I better get on. Best of luck.
What have you said to Kath?
Oh, I've conversed with Miss Tyrrell on many and varied subjects.
I mean about us.
I've not said anything about us.
I'm not sure I can keep doing this.
Why? Because I didn't mention us.
I can feel sad and alone by myself. I don't need your help.
Like I've said, I'm sorry.
That wasn't an apology, that was a turn of phrase.
Cheryl, what do you want?
More than this. Sorry.
Daft cow. Come on. Let me make you a big cup of tea.
I'll see you tomorrow.
There's a chance now.
Yes, maybe. Why, what have you heard?
Of course there's a chance. If there's any justice in the world.
Good you think not. It's very good.
So it's all over by the shouting?
Yeah.
Well, at least you got one vote anyway.
Yes, thanks.
Any celebration plans should it turn out well?
Go home. Open a bottle of Merlot. Drink to the fact that the court remains in safe hands.
What will you do if you lose?
I'm rather hoping it won't come to that.
Oh, of course. But you must have a plan B. Just concerned for you, Peter.
Done. Don't know about you, but I'll be glad to get home.
I wish it were that simple.
All right.
Sorry, Ralph, not you. Gwen, the woman who called. She's Griff's mistress. I called her back. She reckons we should find a way to remain civil. That we should meet for a chat to discuss the kids. My kids.
And did it get nasty?
Oh, no. No, not Gwen. She's so mature, sensible, upfront, you know. She's so right for him.
Let's give them the good news.
Just to say, should I win, I'll be honoured to follow in your footsteps.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a result. Valerie Sullivan has been elected as chair of Pembridge Magistracy.
Well, obviously I am honoured to have been elected and delighted that you've shown so much confidence in me. And I would like to thank Miss Turrell and Mr. Jenkins for running a very efficient AGM. Thank you. And I would like to thank Peter Mansell for his very special efforts over the last 3 years. I only hope I can match your dedication and professionalism. And I would also like to thank the other candidate, Eric Hughes, for his orderly conduct throughout the proceedings. Nothing more to say. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and thank you. He's looking bruised, all right.
Aye.
I'm sure it was very close. I still think you're the best candidate.
Excuse me.
It's a big horse to fall off.
I'll have a word.
No, you let him come to you. Do him good.
Hello.
Not feeling too good. Pass on my congratulations to Val, would you? Good night, Catherine.
Hello, I'm looking for a hotel in the Pembridge area. No, I don't have a name, just anything in the Pembridge area. Anything. I don't care.